Welcome back to my channel. I am G-Joy. In today's video we are going to be learning how to draft a shirt sleeve. So let's see how it is done. For this class you will need your pattern paper, you need your pencil or marker, you need a French curve, you need a pair of scissors to cut out the pattern, you need a ruler. So let's look at the measurements we are working with. We are working with a cap height. Of 3.8. The formula for cap height is bust divided by 12 plus 1. Now watch my previous video on how to calculate some basic formulas. So it's there. Then the sleeve width, according to my dummy, is 7 inches. Then the sleeve length, or the length of the sleeve, is 8 inches. We're going to be adding 2 inches to that for folding allowance. And then to know how much paper to put on fold, you can use the shoulder divided by 2. Okay, you can add allowance if you like of 0.5 inches to be on a safe side. So the shoulder we are working with is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7 inches. And to that I'm going to be adding 0.5 inches. So that is how to know how much to put on fold. So let's see what we have here. For a sleeve you will need 2 of these. Okay, I have up to 9 here, so it will be enough. And then the length, so this is the length, 10 inches. So first of all, I'll go ahead and mark the width that we are working with. We are working with a width of 7.5. That is the width we are working with. Then I'm going to mark the cap height. The cap height is 0.8. So from this edge, I'll mark 0.8. I've also done a video on how to read the tape effectively. You can check my previous video on that as well. So this is my 0.8. I'm marking it at this 3/4. So that is my mark. So this is our sleeve cap height. So after you have marked out the sleeve cap height and you have marked out the length that you are working with, from this edge to this edge, we'll see what we have there. You can draw a straight line there if you like. You can see that, and then you get the midpoint with your tip. Place it on it like this diagonally. This is 8.5, so the midpoint of that, you simply fold your tip to meet it, and then you mark. So that is the midpoint. It is 4. Okay, so for here, this is the midpoint. So we're going to take the midpoint of those places again, mark the midpoint. repeat the same thing this way. Of course it will be the same. So on this is the middle. On this first part, put your tape there, so you can go up by 3/4. And for here, for some will say half, but you may not need it. You can just use your French curve. If you are using your free hand, you come like this. Then make sure that this goes through this midpoint. Make sure that it goes through the midpoint here, and then the point that you have marked here as well. You come like this. It goes come like this. It goes through here, and then begins to descend to the side. So let's see, using the curve, how it looks like. The French curve. Place it such that you get here on this midpoint. So this is for beginners, and then you turn it again. So it comes like this. For this place to not be straight, just use the curve to blend it out. And use a free hand for that. So like this. So blend it out. So you see, you come like this, and then like this. You know, you can see in the marking. Let me use this so that you can see very well. So you place your curve, your French curve. Then you turn the French curve again like this. And just blend it into here. This is what we have. So the next thing is to determine the sleeve width for the customer is 7 inches. Is here. And then the around arm. That's after I've gotten the sleeve length. The around arm here for this customer is 4.5. So before I mark that, I'm going to be folding the paper the down side of it so that the cutting does not affect the down. So before I do that, I'll just mark the sleeve length. The sleeve length is 8 inches. Okay. Yes. These are folding allowance for the sleeve. See what I've done? You mark where you have the length, then you fold this in. I'll show you why we need to fold it in. And then you mark the around arm 4.5. And then I'm going to be adding 1.5 seam allowance. So you can add 1 inch, but I'm going to be using 1.5. It's better you have surplus than you don't have enough. Don't forget, the one we marked here is 7. See where we left this place so that you can have enough allowance. So this is the exact mark, and then this is the allowance part. So the armhole length for this customer is 8.5. The armhole length is 8.5, and we got that by dividing the bust by 4. Bust circumference divided by 4 to get 8.5. The bust of this customer is 34. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. So you can actually measure from here to know where it stops, and then know where your allowance is. So this is where you have 8.5. You see that from the beginning. Just use your tape to follow this. We are going to cut it out, but before we cut it out, let's just get all our measurements right. So like this, just place it. So we have 8.5 here. Then from that point, now put the allowance 1.5. So from this point, we'll connect it to the 4.5 mark. This 1.5. So we are not using this. So you need to get your measurement right before you cut. So just cross check it one more time that you are correct. It's 8.5. Then I have 1.5 inch seam allowance. Then I have 7. I have 4.4 here, and also I have 1.5 seam allowance. And then this place will be enough to cover up the round arm. So we can now cut it out and see what it looks like. So it depends on, you can cut like this if you are okay with that, or you can cut like this, anyhow. So our shirt sleeve is ready. This is our shirt sleeve. And of course, you're going to have 2 of this. So you see why we needed to fold in the down, so that by the time you want to sew, by the time you fold it in when you are sewing, you will not have any shortage here and here. And when you want to sew in, you just fold it first with 1/2 inch. And then you see that this small part you can actually get. And then you will not have any shortage. So that is the essence of that. So this is our shirt sleeve. Our shirt sleeve is ready. So these are our shirt sleeve. The measurements was for this mannequin here. So that is our shirt sleeve. Yeah, I've come to the end of this class. I hope you find this class helpful. Give me a thumbs up, leave comments for me below, and please subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. I'll see you again in another video. Bye for now.